Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Monday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, Montana has lost another resident to coronavirus. That death, reported late this morning, brings the total to 7 here in this state. We also add another 7 confirmed cases, bringing that total to 394. 21 people are hospitalized today due to the virus. So far, 171 people have recovered. In Wyoming, Bighorn County is reporting its first case. The state's total is 270. Wyoming remains the only state in the United States without a coronavirus-related death. Laramie County has the most cases at 58. Well, the CDC is recommending we wear face coverings while out in public, but health experts ask you leave the medical-grade masks for the hospital professionals. Homemade fabric masks or bandanas are perfectly acceptable and can help prevent the spread of the virus if you do make your own mask. An infection prevention coordinator in Great Falls reminds everyone to try to keep them sanitary.
I think you kind of look at it like your clothes, right? And if you've just had it on for a few minutes during the day, I think that's, it's fine. Just inspect that before you put it on. Is it dirty? Are you coughing and sneezing into that mask? If you're ill, I would change those out or then wash them appropriately.
Experts say staying home as much as possible, washing your hands and keeping proper distance is still the best way to prevent the spread of the virus. Well, the U.S. Air Force has been getting creative to continue recruitment through this pandemic. New recruits were down as schools across the country closed, but leaders say the number of signups has begun to stabilize. With more people staying at home, recruiters say kids are able to answer the phone and have time to talk about what the Air Force offers. They're also changing hiring practice and working hard to keep anyone who joins safe.
We don't have any shortages right now. What we're doing is we are reducing the amount of people we're sending down to basic training at a time, just to make sure that we don't put our people at risk for no reason. So what happens is we put our basic training incomers into a quarantine status for 14 days. And during that 14 days, they have restricted movement, and that helps us mitigate the spread of the coronavirus.
And about 24,000 people join the Air Force every year. Well, the stay-at-home orders have also changed the recruiting landscape for some of Montana's highly sought-after sports prospects. Screen time is almost unavoidable now as college football programs across the country have had to step up their virtual games.
Some places have been trying to do virtual junior days, like variations of that. It's definitely new and something that has never happened before and probably won't ever happen again. It's very unique.
A couple Ivy League schools, they sent me a virtual reality tour of their campus and stuff, which was pretty cool, but I mean, it's still different than being in person.
Montana high school juniors who were supposed to be using this spring and summer to narrow their potential college choices, well, instead, they've had to cancel trips and visits as the nation tries to slow this virus. To learn more, visit montanasports.com. Well, the pandemic has created a newfound demand for chickens as people in quarantine look for comfort in eggs in these turbulent times. Well, the owner of a Long Island poultry farm that's been open for 10 years says he's selling about 500 chicks a week, and he is not the only one. Rent-A-Coop, with locations in Maryland and New Jersey, leases chickens and says it's had more business in the past month than all of last year.
People are staying home now, so they have nothing to do, and they want the fresh eggs because they're not on the shelves. So why not get chickens and have your own?
To be truthful, these are probably the most expensive eggs that we'll ever have, because of the rental. But I think it's really about the experience. And just having something to do with the family that's outside.
Depending on the breed, it usually takes about 4 to 6 months for a chick to start laying eggs. If you're thinking about this option, make sure to check with your city to know its rules. And remember, raising chickens requires a lot of time and proper care. Well, McDonald's of Missoula and Ravalli County are showing their support for first responders with free breakfast. Starting yesterday, first responders can go into any McDonald's in both counties to receive free breakfast Sunday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. All 5 restaurants in Missoula, Hamilton, and Lolo locations are taking part. Well, we have more news ahead on your new news. We'll take you to a Colorado town that hosted an Easter for its residents while practicing social distancing. The time now is 12:05, but first, Ed's up next with your statewide weather forecast.